I don't know how your New Year 2026 started, but mine started on a very sour note. Mid-December, specifically December 16th, I sat to take the professional engineering exam. This is an exam that I need to pass in order to get a license and practice as an engineer. So, being a licensed engineer. So, I took the exam December 16th, and and typically you'd get your results the Wednesday after. So, I would have gotten my results Christmas Eve, but they were closed. NCES was closed the week of Christmas, so I found out the week after, which was New Year's Eve, that I failed the exam, and it crushed me. I was lost for words. I was working on a project, and when I found out that I failed the exam, I called my manager immediately, and I was like, "Yeah, I failed it." And so we ran through like, okay, what the results look like, what I need to improve on. If you do fail the exam, they give you a bar chart of how you did on like the various topics, um, so that it can probably help you to, focus on specific areas and hopefully do better next time. So we talked through that and things I should improve on. And I brought to her certain things that I thought made me fail the exam. And so, yeah, we ran through the exam, my results, and next steps. And after the call, I did not want to do anything else. And thankfully, I ended my day around 12 p.m. It was still 9 a.m. in the morning, so I had a few hours to go. And once I was done, I just wanted to crawl into a box and just stay there. Um, I don't take failure very well, especially academic failure. And it's something that has been with me for a very long time now. The entire time, I was just thinking, like, why did I let this happen? I signed up for a course that started the program September of 2025. So I had a few months ahead to study and, understand the content before I actually took the exam. So I was looking at, I had 3 to 4 months to study and I failed it, and in my mind, I was like, what else do I need to do differently in order to make me pass? So I also went down the rabbit hole of, I am not enough. I don't deserve to be here. My imposter syndrome kicked in on high gear of like, yeah, you're not supposed to be an engineer. Like, you've just been faking it this entire time, and the exam has proven that you do not deserve to be here. And, I went through the motions, and I can beat down on myself so hard sometimes. Like, my thoughts can run wild. And thankfully, it was New Year's Eve, so we had a couple days off, including the weekend. So I took time to really process my emotions and to understand, okay, this is what happened, and try to convince myself that I have to retake it again. Because the exam is 8 hours long. It's 80, I believe it's 80 questions. It's 80 questions, and you have 8 hours to take the exam, and they test you on various topics in civil engineering. So they test you on various topics in civil engineering, depending on what exam you go for. I did the transportation exam because I am a traffic engineer. So yeah, it shook me. It shook me because traffic is something that I enjoy, and when I fail at something that I enjoy, it even makes it worse. It makes the whole thing worse. But, I also try to look at, all right, let's sit down, let me understand what needs to be different. And what needed to be different was how I approached the exam. I was very anxious during that test. When I started the exam, the first question came up and I was like, this is nothing like I have been practicing. What is this? And so the first couple of questions, were tougher than I expected. And I thought that that would be the standard throughout the rest of the exam. So I was operating and taking the exam on a very anxious note. And so when I'm in that particular mode, I don't read questions well. I tend to solve questions up here instead of writing it down. I go very quickly. I don't really take my time to actually answer the questions properly. And that was my biggest downfall. And knowing that, I was like, okay, so I know the content. I do. I know the content. I just need to calm down. This entire experience of failing at the exam reminded me of back in college where I failed a traffic engineering course and I wanted to quit. I know I can be dramatic. I wanted to quit, but I sat down with a very cool transportation professor and we boiled it down to the fact that I knew the content, I just was rushing and reading too quickly and providing wrong information. So he caught up to me again when taking the professional engineering exams. I was like, okay, all right, we need to do something about this. So I leaned into working out. I started to work out more often because working out helps me to calm down. It keeps me grounded. Like it forces me to physically and mentally be still and just be in a Zen mode. And so I wanted to build a habit of going to the gym and, not just working out, my body till it fails, but like, also trying to stay healthy at the same time. So that was my main avenue of trying to stay calm and less anxious. At the same time, I was still reviewing the content because right after I found out that I failed, I was like, I need to take this exam soon because the information, some of it was still fresh. So I wanted to book the next time that I take the exam in a close enough period where I'm like, okay, I will still be in like a test taking state where like it would not be too hard, to get back into things. So I went to the gym more often, trying to work on me staying calm, just stay relaxed and grounded. But at the same time, I was also reviewing content and making sure that the information was still fresh. Because once I found out that I failed the exam New Year's Eve, I signed up to take the exam 1 month later. It gave me about 3 to 4 weeks to get myself situated, create a new habit. Funny enough, during that time, that is when work was intense. I had to be very diligent and intentional of when I studied and decided to work out. So it was very interesting because this time around I was like, okay, I do not have the time, as much time as I would have had the first time around. I'm giving myself 1 month and work is a lot. So it just gives me the weekends and some time during the week to review and get myself in a state that was better than the first time that I took it. So when test day came around, I went into the testing center very calm. This time, my strategy was to take my time with each and every single question. So the exam is divided into two parts. The first part is very brain intensive, where there's a lot of calculations involved and brain power is needed for that one. While the second part is where things are a little bit laid back, where it's just trying to find information in the references and stuff. So it's not as intensive. Part two is not as intensive as part one. And I knew that I needed as much time as I could in the first part. So I took my sweet time. I read every question, I wrote out what was given, and I solved out every single question. I wrote out all the units. Like I was thorough in my work. Like I was using the booklet that they give you to do your scratch work on it. I was using it as if someone was about to grade the work that I was actually writing down. So I was very, very thorough to the very last detail. So with that strategy of taking my time, staying cool, calm, and collected, and not worrying about how much time is left, I took about 3.5 to I took about 4.5 hours. No, yeah. I took about 3.5 to 4 hours to get the first part done. And when I went into the second part, at that point, I was drained, right? So I was struggling because I used so much brain power in the first part that I was like, I have nothing left. So I pulled through and I was like, all right, let me just take my time and do what I can. So when I was done, I left with about probably 5 minutes to spare. And after the exam, my feeling was, look, I have given everything I had. Like, I don't know how different I could do it. So this time around, if I did fail again, you know, it is something that I am not sure. Like, because I gave everything I had. I was cool, calm, collected. I solved every single question. I did my best. I gave everything I had. So if it went a different direction, ooh la la. Yeah, so I took the exam on a Thursday and I was about to find out if I passed or failed on the Wednesday after. So my strategy for that Wednesday when I was about to get the results was to be sitting in the gym floor and get ready to do a power workout if I failed. Like I was preparing myself for failure, and I wanted to be in a space where I would be able to just take out the frustration on gym equipment. And so they posted the results around 9 a.m. in the morning, and I did not look at my results. I waited to the very end of the day. I went down to the gym, I changed, and then sat on the Peloton bike. Sat on the Peloton bike, opened my NCS account, and was shaking. I was shaking the entire time because I was like, if I fail this thing, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, but I opened it and then I saw a green pass, and oh my gosh, I broke down. I broke down. Thankfully, I was the only one on the gym floor because I was pacing back and forth from the floor to the bathroom. I was just like sobbing and crying because that was, for me, a moment of relief. I was just glad that I was able to get it done once and for all. You have no idea the emotions that I was going through. I was just so thankful and that I don't have to take it again. That I gave everything I had. And for me it was validation that, you know, yeah, you did your best. This was your best and you passed. So um yeah, I told my team, um so happy. When I told my family, super happy. Um Came back home and cried a little bit more. But yeah, it was this test pushed me. It really did challenge me in ways that I would not have thought. It's like I was meeting my um to me it's like I was meeting myself again. Granted, an exam is not a total reflection of who you are, but for me, I needed to become my true self in order to pass it. I would say when I took it the first time around, I worked on the intellectual part. Like I knew the content, I knew what I needed to do, but I did not fully I I did not get myself fully ready in the sense that mentally and physically I wasn't ready. So I needed to work on those areas a little bit more to help in other areas that I didn't really see coming, like being anxious. Because this is my first exam 3 years out of school. So to try to get myself back into being a student of sitting down, studying, and focusing to remember stuff took quite a bit of time. So it's like I had to become my college or graduate self to get through that. Um, I don't know. A lot of lessons learned. Um, but yeah, I'm just thankful that I was able to get this done because it's a huge, huge relief for me. You have no idea. Yeah, I am thankful. A lot of lessons learned on my end. I did learn a lot about myself and what I needed to do in order to get things done. I have kept the habit of working out. That is something that I'm not going to let go. It's helped me in so many ways, not just to stay healthy physically, but to also remain grounded. It's my way of staying grounded. But yeah, that is it. So now that I've passed the exam, what happens is I need to apply to the Board of Ohio to say, hey, I passed the exam and I have the time that I need in order to qualify for a license. So I should be getting my license once I apply because I put my 3 years in for work experience. If you do have a master's, you just need 3 years of work experience. But if you have an undergraduate degree, you need 4 years of experience before you can get your license and after you've passed the exam, of course. So yeah. So I am a soon-to-be licensed professional engineer. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. But there's a lot to learn. I'm just happy it's done and over with. But yeah, this is the beginning of a lot of things that I want to do. But yeah, this is my story of passing the professional engineering exam, and hopefully in my lessons learned and how I did, hopefully you can pick up some things that can help you if you do plan on going for a professional engineering license. I can't wait to see what else is out there after I get the license. There's probably gonna be a lot more responsibilities that comes with it, but something that I do plan on, stopping by once in a while to update you as I go on how being a professional engineer is and looks like, and how different it is to not having the license. So if you're new here, my name is Ndem. I am a traffic engineer and I work in the state of Ohio. I infrequently, from time to time, I stop by to update on how life is going and how life is as an engineer or traffic engineer in my journey. I am using this platform, YouTube channel, and other social media outlets to kind of inform of what it looks like being a traffic engineer, and now so soon about to be a licensed engineer. Um, but yeah, so if it's something that you would like to keep up with or you would like to see in the future, consider subscribing. But yeah, honestly, this is a channel for me to just share my story and to document my journey of how it is and how things are becoming a traffic engineer, a full-blown traffic engineer. There's another license that I need to go for, but that's a worry for another day. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and sticking on with me this long. I hope this was informative and helpful to someone out there. And yeah, see you in the next video.